Hello everyone, welcome to another SolidWorks tutorial. Today I will show you how to design this part in SolidWorks. For you to make a better understanding, I have created the design flow. We are going to use few commands throughout the design process. Revolve, helix, spiral, sweep cut, circular pattern, work plane, mirror, hole, thread, revolve, fillet. Finally, let's add edit material. Let's get started and stay tuned. First, open up a new part file. Select part, click OK. Then I will make all these three plane visible and press Ctrl 7 to go to isometric view. Then click on top plane and make a new sketch. Click on line command, create a sketch similar to the shape of the revolve, and before that you have to make sure these dimensions are millimeter, grams and seconds. Go to sketch, go to edit, let's add some dimensions. Make this height 10 millimeter and this height 10 millimeter. Width of the knob is 44, so the diameter is 22 millimeter, and drag this line. This dimension is 10 millimeter. Now the sketch is fully defined. Go to Features tab, click on Revolve. There is only one sketch, so the sketch is selected by default. For the axis, click on this line. Angle is 360 degrees, click OK. Press Ctrl 7. Now the next step. The next step is to create helix spiral curve. To do that, let's click on this surface and create a new sketch. Now go to Convert Entities and select this line and click OK. Go to Features tab. Under the curve, select helix and spiral. Now you can see there is only one sketch that we had created, and the spiral is created from that sketch. So spiral is created in this direction. What we need to do is to reverse the direction, and next we need to change the shape of the helix so that it will be suitable for the knurled surface. So I will change this to pitch and height, and next I change the height to 10 millimeter, and I will change the pitch to 100 millimeter. So now you can see the spiral shape is changed, and so the spiral would be created in this direction, but we need only just little piece of that spiral. I will change this pitch to 200 so that it will be more suitable for our design. And now helix is created and click OK. Now we have to create the sweep cut. The sweep cut. In order to create the sweep cut, we have the path which is helix spiral, and next we have to create a profile at the end of this sketch, this line. So in order to do that, click on this surface, click on new sketch, press Ctrl 8. So you have to make sure that you are creating the profile at the end of this line. So press Ctrl 8 to make the sketch plane perpendicular, normal to the computer screen, and next click on center rectangle, click on this point and create the rectangle and click OK. Now click on this sketch and under move entities rotate the sketch. Center of the rotation, click on this point, and for the angle click on 45 degrees. Click OK. Now let's add few dimensions. Click on this dimensions command and click on this point, this line and this plane, and make sure it is 45 degrees. Click OK. Since you rotated the sketch, now most of the constraints are gone, so we have to add few more constraints. Click on this line, control this line, make them perpendicular, and click on this line, control this line, make it perpendicular, and click on this line, make it perpendicular. Finally make these two lines also perpendicular. Now let's click on this line and this line, make it equal, and click on dimension command, and next make this dimension 0.75 millimeters. Now you can see the sketch is fully defined and we are ready to create the sweep cut. You can use the middle mouse button to rotate the whole model and go to features. You don't have to exit the sketch, you can directly go to feature and click on sweep cut. Before that you exit the sketch, go to sweep cut, and the profile is already selected. For the path, just click on this surface, click OK. The sweep cut is created. So next look at the design process. Now we have to create circular pattern to duplicate this sweep cut around this surface. So in order to do that, press Ctrl 7. Under linear pattern, click on circular pattern, and for the direction click on this surface, and for the quantity make it 80, and for the angle 360 degrees. The circular pattern is created, click OK. Now that step is also done. The next we have to create a work plane in order to create the knurled surface, which will be done by mirroring this circular pattern. So we have to create work plane in between these two surfaces. So to do that, under reference geometry, click plane and click on this surface, and for the offset distance we have to make it 5 because this thickness is 10, and for the flip offset, click flip offset. Now the work plane is created at the mid of these two planes. Click OK. Actually you had created the sketch in such a way that this plane is here, then you don't have to create new work plane. So since I did not create the model like that, I have to create new work plane. So now the work plane is created. Let's go to mirror command, and under the plane is selected by default. For the feature, let's select the circular pattern. Now you can see the circular pattern is mirrored about this plane, and click OK. Alright, now the knurled surface is created. Now let's use hole command to make a 10 mm hole. After that, let's use thread command to create M10 thread. So to create hole command, go to under hole wizard, click on hole wizard, and for the hole type select hole, simple hole, and for the matrix, standard ANSI matrix, type dowel holes, and hole size 10 mm, and for the position click on this surface. And now let's click on this point to make it at the center, and go to type. So you have to make sure that this is at the center, and if you drag this one, it's not moving anywhere, it's fully defined, it is at the point of the center, and click OK. And now click OK. The hole is created. Now let's go to thread command. Use the same hole wizard and click on thread. It says that we can use this thread only for the demonstration purposes, not for manufacturing purposes, because the pitch and everything is not exactly as per manufacturing requirements. Click OK. That's all OK for us. For the thread, here is the edge. We have to click on this edge to start the thread, and over here we don't actually need to select anything. And for the size, make it 10.5 mm, M10 by 1.5 pitch. And now you can see the nice preview, and the length depth change it to 20 mm, and click OK. Thread is created. Let's go to the next step. Now we have created a thread. Now we have to use Revolve command to create this turning handle. This is a knob with knurled surface and turning handle. So in order to create the knob, press Ctrl 7 to go to isometric view. Let's create the knob on here. So select this right plane and go to new sketch. Press Ctrl 8 to make the sketch plane parallel to computer screen. Now let's create some dimensions to the shape of the turning handle. I'm going to use the Revolve command for this. Click on dimensions, make this 10 mm, make this dimension 10 mm, make this dimension 25 mm, and this 3 mm, and here 2 mm, and from center point of the turning handle to the center of the knob, make it 18 mm. Now the sketch is fully defined. Before you start design process, you need to have exact dimension of the product. So I have these things with myself, and click OK and go to features. Now to create a command like Revolve, use the command like Revolve. You don't need to exit the sketch, but in order to create like these commands, you need to exit the sketch. That's why I had to exit the sketch and when I do the sweep commands. So now go to Revolve command. Sketch is selected. Click on this line as the axis of revolving and click OK. Press Ctrl 7 to go to isometric view. Now the last step, go to fillet. Make the fillet radius 2 mm, and now select these 3 edges. Click OK. Press Ctrl 7. Now the part is completed. Now the part is completed. We have follow all these steps as per this sequence. Finally, we need to edit material. Let's add material. To add material, right click on this material and click edit material. I'm going to use like copper alloy. Let's use chromium copper and click apply, click close. Now the material is applied and the project is completed. Let's click on these 3 plane and hide them, and click on this plane and hide the plane as well, and go to spiral, right click or click on spiral, click on hide, press Ctrl 7. This concludes the project of designing knob with knurled surface and turning handle. I hope this is useful. You have had a better understanding of how to use these commands. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button. If you find my contents are useful, hit the subscribe button and click on bell icon so that you will receive my next video update. Until then, thank you for watching.